folks. This is Harrison Lauer, Sports Broadcasting Podcast. Let me introduce my crew. Let's start with this man here.
I'm Coop Burns, and my favorite sports team is the Atlanta Hawks. Joshua, my favorite sports team is the Clemson Tigers. Gabriel, my favorite sports team is the Braves.
Sean, and my favorite sports team is Clemson.
David Anderson, my favorite sports team is Falcons.
Jack Tobin, my favorite player is Freddie Freeman.
Andrew Styles, and my favorite team is the Texas Rangers.
I'm Andrew Simonton, my favorite team is the Charlotte Bobcats.
I'm Carson McCullough, and my favorite team is the Clemson Tigers.
I'm Tim Mulligan. My favorite team is the New Jersey Devils.
I'm Brandon Griffin, and my favorite team is the New York Yankees.
I'm William Briannis, my favorite team is Atlanta Braves.
I'm Devine Schunker, and my favorite team is the Miami Heat.
Alright, so guys, here's the first topic. I know NFL football is 50 days away. I know we're all excited about college football. Are we right?
Mm-hmm.
So guys, first
All
topic.
bang games.
I know a lot of people are talking about the Heisman. Who do you guys think should win the Heisman?
The Heisman, I don't think it's Johnny Manziel as a repeat. The person I think is actually going to win the Heisman this year, I know it's going to be a quarterback, and I think that quarterback is going to be A.J. McCarron. Last year, he threw 29 touchdown passes up to the national championship and like 2 interceptions. If he can keep that going, if Alabama has a good chance at a national championship coming in undefeated, he'll have a good shot at the Heisman.
Sounds good. What do you think,
I'll
Cooper?
go with Aaron Murray because he had a really good year last year, and he led his team to a second straight SEC championship. And not only did they lose again, but they had a great year overall, and I think he should win the Heisman because he had a really good year last year.
What do you
I
think?
think Jadeveon Clowney, because he's a hard hitter and he can push the offensive line to its limits.
I know not many players, defensive players, have won the Heisman. Last being Charles Woodson. What do you think that can really push him over some of those quarterbacks like Tosh Boyd?
I think Tosh Boyd, if he has a good season, I think he'll win. If he has like a mixed season, I don't think he'll win.
Anybody else think somebody different? What about Andrew?
I'm thinking is going to be, I think that Johnny Manziel could put up a fight, and then I think that one Heisman sleeper that everybody's forgetting about is Sammy Watkins of Clemson. He is one of the fastest wide receivers out there. He can just run for touchdowns that no other defenders could catch him, not even Jadeveon Clowney. I would like to see the matchup of Clowney versus Watkins in week 1.
Sounds good. First thing now that I think is I know I've heard lots of people talking about the Heisman race, but nobody's talked about Teddy Bridgewater. This quarterback has come really nowhere and really showed what he can do. Some people even think that he'd be the number 1 overall pick in the draft. Anyone have any thoughts on him?
Like, I'm from Gainesville, watch Florida Gators sometimes, but I'm an Ohio State fan. But like, the thing with Teddy Bridgewater, he's a really good quarterback. I think it's going to be him, Braxton Miller, Jadeveon Clowney, Tosh Boyd, I think, for the Heisman.
Okay, anybody who hasn't thought about that, said any thoughts about this? Okay, what do you think?
One point is some people said Todd Boyd, when you said Aaron Murray, but Clemson and Georgia play the first game of the season. So whichever quarterback loses, I think, might kind of fall back. And they're both senior quarterbacks, so they're very mature. But like if Clemson wins, Aaron Murray, he's gonna have to work his way back up.
Alright, sounds good. I think we can go on to the next topic now. I know it's 49 days until NFL football. I know we're all excited about that. I'm really excited about that. Who do you guys think will win the NFL MVP this season? What do you think?
I'm thinking that it's going to be a quarterback, and I just think that Tom Brady's going to have an explosive season this year. I just think that he can lead the Patriots from all of this controversy, and he can just, he has a lot of options. I know they lost Wes Welker to the Broncos, but he is still going to have his 1-2 punch with Rob Gronkowski, and they still have a legitimate defense. So I think that the Patriots could soar to an AFC championship, but I think that AFC championship might be their ceiling.
What do you think about Tim?
I think RG3 is going to get the MVP this year. He's coming off that injury, that ACL tear in the playoffs. And he's going to be stronger. He's going to be mentally stronger. He's going to be tougher. got hurt in his rookie season, and he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back better and stronger and play tough. And I think in his offense, he's got a strong offense, strong receiving core. I think that's gonna bring him to be a MVP.
Sounds good. What do you think?
Well, I think that everybody's been picking on Matt Ryan just because he hasn't won a championship. Everybody thinks he has a big monkey on his back. I don't actually think so. I mean, a lot of great NFL quarterbacks have taken a couple years to get their first championship, and I think he's going to stride to an MVP this year and just lead that Falcons team too.
What do you think?
Nobody's talked about this guy. I really think that Adrian Gonzalez in his last year as a Falcon is really going to pull out this year. I think he's going to be. Tony Gonzalez. He's really going to pull out this year. I think he's going to get more than 5,000 yards as receiving, and I think he's going to retire as that he can say he's won an MVP.
Sounds good. What do you think, Andrew?
Me?
No, the other Andrew.
I'm picking Drew Brees. I mean, this guy is going to send the Saints to a second championship over the Steelers. Have you heard that he is throwing 5,000 yards a season with the main defense characters back? They can go to a second Super Bowl and even win it.
What do you think?
I think it's going to be Peyton Manning because you know that like Denver, they're just dying to get into the Super Bowl, and Peyton Manning's pretty much the only quarterback who's going to lead them into a Super Bowl.
All right, sounds good. Anyone think a defensive player can pull it out?
Now, this is an offensive player, but I think this is the biggest sleeper. Alfred Morris, the rookie running back, drafted in the 6th round for the Redskins. You know, most of the time, it's really phenomenal if a player gets 1,600 rushing yards. But the focus was on Adrian Peterson. He got 1,600 rushing yards, and I don't think Adrian Peterson will win it again. And if RG3 is healthy, he might not be able to do the read option as well, so I think that gives more carries to Alfred Morris. I think he'll have a very explosive season. And then on the defense, I think if I had to pick one player on the defense that could win it, I would definitely say O.C. Umenyiora, because he has a lot of plays around him on the Falcons, and I think he can get a lot of sacks in this NFC South.
Finally, what do you think, Andrew?
Well, I think that Umenyiora could put up a fight for an MVP, but I just don't think that the Falcons can really soar past 11 wins. I think that 11 wins is the maximum that they are going to get. I think that in the NFC South, there's going to be the year of the Panthers. This is the year that they're finally going to step up. They got Star Lotulelei on their defense, the DT out of Utah, just to add to their great defense with Captain Munnerlyn, Charles Johnson, and also even Luke Kuechly, the complete surprise for Defensive Rookie of the Year. And Cam Newton is going to pass with flying colors. Wild card this year for the Panthers.
Okay, so next topic. What do you guys think about the Pirates? Do you think their fast start can continue? Maybe in a playoff run? What do you think?
I think last year McCutcheon was like the Adrian Peterson, because you know how Adrian Peterson carried his way. It wasn't really Christian Ponder. That's what was Andrew McCutcheon last year. But this year, he's got a lot of good players like Sterling Marte, Pedro Alvarez. They got good closer in Jason Grilly. And they've got two excellent pitchers in Garrett Cole and A.J. Burnett, and they got a physical catcher, Russell Martin, who's been here before.
What do you think about Jeff Locke? You didn't really mention him that much. Do you think he can continue his pace?
I think he can. If he can, I think the Pirates will go to the playoffs.
What do you think, Rangers?
I think the Pirates are basically in a race to get going 500 in the playoffs. They're going to run into a brick wall. There is no way they're going to get over 2,500. Their magic will stop and they will run. Got a good heart, but not a good team.
The Pirates, they've had a very good run-up this season, and I think if they can have the lead through the whole game, and if they can get the lead to the ninth to Jason Grilly. Jason Grilly's been a shutdown player this year. He's only blown one save. He's been really good for the Pirates, and he's
he's never closed before, and he's doing really good in his first season as a closer. And I think if they can get the lead to him, then it's going to be shut down the rest of the season.
I honestly think that if the Pirates can avoid injuries, which really isn't that easy, one problem they've actually been having when they've been stopped, they would maybe even get a second wild card, maybe even a division title over the Cardinals. Next topic. I know it's not a very happy topic, but what do you guys think about the MLB biogenesis scandal? How do you think it affects the players and what the MLB should do about it?
Well, there have been some things that they've said that they're only going to keep the suspensions. They're going to keep the suspensions until 2014 to make sure. But I just think that they need to get proof, and once they do, just suspend them for life. Especially people like A-Rod who have actually sued them before this. Some of those people need to learn their lesson.
So I've heard around the grapevine that they've been mentioning lifetime suspensions out of the league forever for some of these second-time offenders like Ryan Braun and A-Rod, and I believe that's what they should get. If you use these drugs, it's like the game is fake. It's not your natural talent. You're not showing off what you can do. You're showing off what the drugs can do. So I believe that these lifetime suspensions could be a good thing for getting this biogenesis thing done.
Good point. Now another topic a lot of people are talking about is the AL East. I mean, it's a big race between obviously the Yankees, but also another contender would be the Red Sox. I mean, you've got the Orioles, you've got the Tampa Bay Rays. Who do you guys think could come out on top?
I think the Red Sox will. They have really good lineup. They've had good pitching this year. I mean, I'm a Yankees fan, but the Yankees are in fourth place, and they really haven't been doing well. And I don't think the Yankees will catch up. The Blue Jays, they might catch up. They've had a really good lineup this year, and the pitching's been okay. And then with Baltimore, they've had Chris Davis and Adam Jones.
His name's Chris Davis.
And so I think Baltimore will be another team that could very well catch up. And I think that the Rays, they could, but I don't think they're gonna beat Baltimore and Boston. What do you think? Both.
Let's just all lay this down. The Blue Jays are dead. They cannot compete. And the two teams that are going to emerge out of nowhere in the second half of the season and put up a fight that we are going to see carry into September and early October, and maybe even a tie-break game for the AL East crown. I am saying that is going to be the Tampa Bay Rays simply because of their pitching. I mean, Matt Moore, he got in the All-Star game, even played a couple innings, but my main point is that their pitching lineup is great, and even though they lost Shields, and I think that Evan Longoria will be one of the surprise players, and then I also think that Baltimore Orioles, Adam Jones, Chris Davis, we could see a bit more J.J. Hardy, and I think that Buck Showalter might want to try and shake up a bit more of the lineup, and we don't even know what Manny Machado can do yet.
What do you say, Cooper?
Well, I think it's going to be the Boston Red Sox. Because David Ortiz has been hitting very well this year. John Lackey has been pitching very well this year. And I agree with Andrew. I agree with this one. I think the Rays are going to come up as a surprise team with David Price. I think David Price should be pitching a lot more than it was in the first half of the year to put him up in the division. But I think it'll be a close division, but I think the Red Sox are going to pull this one out.
All right, next topic. So, one of the major things is the NL MVP. A lot of people guys, this has been the Sports Broadcasting Podcast. This is for all of us. Say hi, everybody.